Wait, did you say the best part is the music?
I said at best, I listen to the music.
Oh, okay. I like buying people things, so I really do enjoy Christmas because I like to buy people stuff.
Well, I'm glad you have money to buy people things. Bam.
I mean, I don't always, but I really enjoy buying gifts for people, and the only socially acceptable time to do that is birthdays and Christmas.
I mean, you can buy me gifts literally anytime.
See, but a lot of people feel real awkward when I show up and I'm like, here, have this semi-expensive gift because I appreciate you.
I mean,
suddenly it
I
becomes
don't even buy people
super
gifts
gay.
for their birthdays.
I love buying gifts. I love receiving gifts and I love buying gifts. Like, that's my top love language on both counts. Giving and receiving gifts.
That does not surprise me at all.
I always felt bad because I thought it made me seem like a greedy person being like, yes, I love to get gifts. But it doesn't. Anyway, let's, shut up.
They invented the dildo because women be shopping.
What?
Well, there's your intro, bud.
And then they use the dildo and they're calmed down.
Okay, I take it back.
Oh, alrighty then.
Women be shopping. Tough crowd, huh?
I'm strongly
Sorry,
not
bud.
following this.
I'm sorry.
Women be shopping.
All right. I just don't understand. I'm going to look this up because this can't be this funny.
It's pretty funny.
Why are there so many things that say women
It's
be
Dave
shopping?
Chappelle. It's a Dave Chappelle bit.
Okay.
Apparently, its origin is from the 1996 film The Nutty Professor.
Okay.
And in The Nutty Professor, Dave Chappelle is doing like a comedy show. Not as Dave Chappelle, as someone else, but his punchline is women be shopping.
I mean,
And no, it's honestly not that funny, but
no.
I think just your reaction to my saying women be shopping.
See, I was on board with the women be shopping because I felt like that was just offensive enough to like be an intro. But
Well,
then
as far as anyone else is concerned, that's the intro. Everything else was before the clap sync. And
You're
everything
right.
else was also not a quote by me. That was from someone else that I was reading
Nice.
on Tumblr.
Nice job. Nice recovery there, pal.
Guys, welcome back to Off the Air.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Or as far as Twitter's concerned, the Off the Air. But semantics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've got good news.
Do,
For you.
do tell the good news, Jackson.
Guys, do we have like what are the Jackson fans called?
The Jack Pack.
Nah, yeah, sure.
I mean, they're already
I got-
your fans, so it
Yeah,
just
that's
kind of
true.
makes sense.
I got good news for every Jack Pack member out there because you asked for it, which
Kind
is
of.
I brought it up. It's basically just a me thing. We're doing one more Jackson's Beer Corner,
Yeah.
and potentially infinite more. It's
It's very
an
up in the air right
undisclosed
now.
amount more.
At least one more.
We are doing minimum of one more Jackson's Beer Corner because I have a problem. This
know.
is an outlet, and we all get to talk about it. You know, it's as close to therapy as I'm ever gonna get on my insurance plan.
That's true.
Honestly, that makes you sad.
We're not gonna get into that right now though,
Nope,
because this is
we're not. Because that just made me real sad real fast. I don't like that at all.
I like that sound. That's a nice crispy can.
Thank you. This can, crispy as hell. And today we're drinking something by Carbach Brewing Company, which was actually a Texas local brewery up until, I think it was Anheuser-Busch bought it about half a year to a year ago. Yeah, so now it's part of a major corporation, so it's easier to find across the country, while the recipes still remain unchanged. So that's pretty good. The distribution has
nice.
gone up. And it was like a $4 billion buyout. It was huge.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, they were a pretty big brewery. Like they were already like nationally distributed. This just kind of like puts them up there further. Anyway, this beer is their seasonal ale. It's called You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
Oh.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, it is a Christmas Story themed ale, which I imagine they probably got the ability to buy that licensing because of Anheuser-Busch.
So I guess that's
You
nice.
That tracks.
Yeah. So it's got like a little leg lamp on the front. It's a really fun can. It's like Christmas colors, red and green. And it just got the fragile is what it says on the side with the glasses and the lens shot out. If you're not familiar with The Christmas Story, it's a bit of a cult classic Christmas movie that
You
has
may have heard of it.
that has in the past like 10 years blown up to, we'll talk about that later, but almost like cult ruining proportions.
But I have questions about this, but go ahead. Sorry.
Sure. The description on the side of the can is Just like the old man's major award, our seasonal red ale will light up the neighborhood. Loaded with smooth caramel malt and a citrus twist, we triple dog dare you to find a better holiday ale. Oh fudge, it's only here for a limited time. It's a cute seasonal themed ale. It's a red ale with orange peel. It's really good. It's very flavorful, very crisp.
It sounds very nice, honestly.
It actually sounds really good, and I'm a little jealous, I won't lie.
Yeah, it's a delicious ale. It goes down smooth, pairs well with like a nice cold night. If you just want to kind of sit inside by the fire and not drink something hot, because the fire actually warms you up really fast. So you're kind of good on the hot scale because you can look at the cold and not be in it. So you want to drink like a beer. Yeah, it's good. It's very good. I would recommend it. If you see it somewhere, and if you're a fan, if your parents are a fan, if your family's a fan, maybe get some for the family. Bring it around.
Get some for your fam.
Yeah, fam.
I hate myself for that, I won't lie.
This transitions into what I want to talk about now, which is A Christmas Story.
Okay. Fire away.
Growing up, that was like our go-to movie. Like my family and I would always watch that. And it was not a very well-known movie. And I think the main reason we would watch it. Hey, you want cat?
I feel like it's a very well-known movie. I gotta disagree with you, man. I feel like it's
When's the first time you heard of it?
Like at the age of like 5.
When's the first time you saw at Walmart a leg lamp being sold?
Actually, at Walmart, no.
No, that's been a thing.
I really don't think it has.
So here's the thing, though. I'm a very bad judge on this because A Christmas Story is a huge part of my family's Christmas we I don't remember what channel puts it on, but you get 24 hours of A Christmas Story on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So
we said the VHS.
Yeah, we get together with my dad's side of the family every Christmas, and we have that on for the entire night. It can't be that long a movie because I feel like we watch it at least 20 times.
It's like an hour and a half at most.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we end up watching it at least 2 times while we're there.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like to me, I've never thought of A Christmas Story as like a not like popular movie. Like I've always thought of it as being like a classic Christmas movie.
I can also say a big reason for that is because we're all from the area it was filmed in.
Wait, we are? I didn't realize it was
it's
right.
filmed around Cleveland.
I did
I think it
not
was
know
a
that.
little bit east of Cleveland it was filmed, so like an hour away from where we all grew up. Yeah, so it's actually like, I'm just gonna look it up. I want to see like the budget was when it was made, because I know it has definitely become way more popular since it was initially made. Mm-hmm. Released in 1983. Let me just look at all the stats here, because I'd like to find out what the budget was. Budget was $3.3 million, so it's definitely not a small movie. Yeah,
You said
1983.
Wow. I'm amazed.
93 minutes long. Its box office was $20 million, so it did well for a Christmas movie. It definitely did well. I guess it was made by MGM, so yeah, it definitely had some big bucks behind it. Maybe the reason I think of it as less of a mainstream movie is because there really aren't any actors in it that you'd recognize from a whole bunch of other stuff. At least not Ralphie, anyway. Like the main cast was just like people who haven't gone on to do anything else.
That's okay. That one I at least will kind of agree with. And people are definitely gonna say like, oh, you don't know this thing that they were in, but like,
yeah, people are gonna be like, you don't know Darren McGavin was in the television horror series Kolchak the Night Stalker? Come on, dude.
Okay, real talk. My dad and I used to watch that show all the time growing up.
Kolchak the Night Stalker?
Yeah, it's one of the few.
And you didn't even know that
really,
Darren McGavin was in it?
One of the few really like
good memories you have with your dad.
Good memories I have of watching shows with my dad. Yeah.
Ooh, hold up.
No, that show was fire.
No, Darren McGavin. His real name is William Lyle Richardson.
Yep.
But his name's okay. So your name's William Richardson, and you're like, I gotta make it big in the film industry. I'm gonna change my name to Darren McGavin.
I mean,
no, you could pick any name you wanted. You could be Wolf Commander.
Listen.
And you chose Darren McGavin.
Melinda Dillon was in Close Encounters. We're now going through the cast list apparently.
But are you surprised to find that out?
Zach Ward was in Transformers. No, I am surprised. I literally haven't watched this movie in many years.
We're just gonna. I feel like we're.
Yeah, this is now our Chris's Story review episode.
He's a Canadian character actor.
Fucking Peter Billingsley, who plays Ralphie, was in like Elf and Iron Man. Like he's not small.
Wait, Scott Schwartz was like just his actual name?
Where?
Like the guy who played Schwartz, his name was just Schwartz.
No, his name
in real life.
No, his name is R.D. Rob.
Wait, then who's? So you're telling me there's another guy named Schwartz who was in the film as Flick? Holy fuck!
I don't. Yeah. Yes, that is exactly what I'm telling
So
you.
you're telling me Scott Schwartz was played by
Scott Schwartz played Flick, but R.D. Rob's name was Schwartz. Also, I feel like I've seen Colin Fox in something before. Why does he look so familiar? Anyone?
I didn't see Colin Fox on here.
He was playing.
What an exciting!
This is a great podcast,
The name
you
of the
guys.
guy you said played Flick, but he was in
Scott Schwartz.
Yes, whatever. Scott Schwartz was in Freddy vs. Jason.
He's also in
I know
Alien
that.
3000.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I have seen and love Freddy vs. Jason.
Is this what we call a segue?
Yeah, I'm trying to segue away from your boring garbage content into good content.
Listen, listen
I
to your
really like-
little shit.
Alien 3000, aka Unseen Evil 2. Holy shit!
Yeah, I
Christ.
still don't know what that is, and we need to.
He was in the.
we need to move.
He was in
far
Beauty and the
away
Beast
from
Part
it.
2.
From what part 2?
Beauty and the Beast Part 2.
Oh gosh, was that the Christmas special? Because that was awful.
There's not a Wikipedia article on it, so I have no idea.
Beauty and the Beast Part 2. Jeez, I feel like I saw that, and it's awful. Anyway, though.
What's your segue? Just do your thing.
Yeah,
do your
so
thing,
in the
man.
spirit of Christmas, I wanted, since Jackson's doing a bonus beer corner, I wanted to knock it in with a nice bonus movie corner. And I was going to talk about the 2013 Evil Dead remake, which is my favorite movie right now, and my favorite Evil Dead by a long shot. However,
Can you please get better favorite movies?
have you?
That's a really good
Have
movie.
you seen
No,
Evil
I'm
Dead?
genuinely just fucking with you.
Because I'll be honest, unpopular opinion, I don't care as much for Evil Dead 1 and 2 because I missed their cool cult status thing, So I only caught them later, and I have a bad track record with older movies. They're still fun, but I don't like them that much. The Evil Dead reboot, on the other hand, remake, requel, whatever you want to call it, is really good. However, Dan was over here saying, probably to keep me from having a movie corner, he's like, well, do you have a Christmas-themed horror movie? And
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounded like. You're right.
boy, oh boy, do I have a Christmas horror movie. Guys, did you, by chance, happen to catch 2015's Krampus?
I heard about it actually.
I just made fun of it mostly.
That is
How
a good
was
thing
it?
to do. Do you guys know who Adam Scott is?
Probably
not
not.
Scott Schwartz.
Not Scott Schwartz, Adam Scott. You may know him as...
That's totally a character from Parks and Rec.
Yeah, that's Ben from Parks and Rec.
Nope, there goes that. Yeah, I got nothing.
Okay, well, this
here,
man,
buddy.
the best straight man you're ever going to see. If you can catch the movie Little Evil, it's on Netflix right now, I believe. It's also very good. Not like good, but like funny. Krampus is a steaming pile of garbage, and
Fair enough.
I mean that in the best way. We open up with what 100% is like a Black Friday scene, but it's also like the week before Christmas. So I'm not sure of the timeline of the opening, because I don't think anyone fights in a department store the same way that they were fighting there in non-Black Friday days.
Fair enough.
But what ends up happening is spoilers for the beginning of Krampus, the first 10 minutes. But this kid, he tells Adam Scott's son that Santa's not real. And as any, 10 to 12-year-old would do, the kid decks the guy and starts fighting him. Of course, he's a twig boy, so it's not going well.
I feel attacked.
Yep, exactly. So we end up having him go home, and the parents are like, should we tell him Santa's not real? And he's like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, nothing, honey. And then and the kid's like, yeah, Grandma always told me he's real. I believe Grandma. And Grandma only speaks German. Which is literally our only tie into the Krampus folklore, because Krampus is a Germanic monster. So yeah, thanks, Grandma, for being German. And what ends up happening is the extended family come over for dinner, and as things do, they get heated, and everyone's like, Santa's not real. So the kid finally goes and looks at his dad, and he's like, well, tell him, Santa's real. And he's like, buddy, So kid gets mad, leaves the dinner table, rips up his letter to Santa, throws it in the wind, and Krampus catches it, and it's such a good movie from there on out. The whole world goes into a deep freeze, and his minions come to kidnap everybody.
Cool.
So yeah, the reason I love this movie though is because it's just so bad, and I love to hate on it. Like, this is the best movie to watch with your friends with a nice glass of mulled wine and just rip on it all night.
Mold wine.
Mulled wine.
That is the most. Anytime you say shit like that, I just am like, stop it, because it sounds so
pretentious,
like,
and then you remember where I live.
And I know where you live, and that's why I'm annoyed about it.
There's nothing pretentious about watching a bad horror movie with your friends while drinking.
Yeah. Or is it just the fact that I specified mulled wine?
It's the mulled wine. You know it's the mulled wine.
I picked mulled wine because it's a Christmas beverage.
It's a Christmas beverage.
And it's so good. Do you know how to make mulled wine? Because it's super easy.
I absolutely do
You
not.
Just put some cloves in a bottle of wine, put that shit on the stove.
So you take a bunch of cloves and you take some like tangerines, clementines, small oranges, something like that, and a lot of wine, some apple cider for, you know, a little bit of bop, maybe some apples, you definitely some cinnamon sticks, maybe some like cardamom. I don't know. It depends on like what you're into. And then a little bit of port, and you put it all in a pot and you heat it up so it all mulls together, and then you drink it.
That sounds like a lot of fun, but I don't have any friends to do that with.
You just cut the recipe down. Here, I'll send you my favorite recipe.
I like how your solution isn't like
To
Get
not do
friends.
it.
make some friends, go out in public, go find a party. It says, just make less.
Yeah.
There's only
I mean-
one thing to do.
If you guys end up in the area of, you know, Erie again, you can come to my movie night.
All right, so here's my bone to
But
pick
that's
with
about
having
it.
been back to Erie recently, as I'm sure everyone's aware because of the fact that the last episode is us in Erie,
Yeah.
which was fun, by the way. Sorry you couldn't make it, Dan, but that would have been confusing because there would have been 3 Dans, and
That would have been really confusing.
this would have been 2. Dans would have outnumbered the other people.
And that's not anything anyone wants.
That's too many Dans. It's like too many cooks, but too many Dans.
Too
Anyway,
many dams.
all my friends from Erie are like, yeah, come back and visit again. I'm like, look, Erie sucks. Like, it's
Hot
actually just
take.
bad.
Agreed. Times 11.
So the thing is, I live in what has been voted like the best city to live in America
Ooh.
consistently
flex,
for
but
like the
okay.
last 5 years.
And Erie was
And
voted
none of my
worst
friends want to
city
move
for
there.
black people in America.
Really?
Is it really?
We're no longer the worst, but we were voted that at one point, which is awkward.
But like, the problem is that I live in what is voted the best city consistently, and they don't want to come visit me. They want me to go to middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania.
I mean, yeah, man. When are you going to realize your friends don't care about you?
I think they do. I mean, I get the logistics of like, it's easier to send one person to 20 people than 20 people to one person.
Nah,
at the
that
same
sounds like a
time.
cop out.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, they should definitely come visit.
I mean, I actually have a friend of mine who just moved into like Texas area, so I might. And yes, I get that's a very, very broad statement. Whatever.
You know,
really
Texas,
that
second biggest
You
state
know,
in the entire union.
Isn't Alaska by far?
That's
He
why I
did say
said
second
the second
biggest
biggest state.
Oh, I just heard biggest state. My apologies. I stopped listening to you when you started talking. My
That's
bad.
fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not surprised. I
Your friend
understand
moved
the
to
pain.
Texas?
No, I understand the pain. Like because I have that exact same situation when I go back for Christmas, because I only go back to Erie for Christmas nowadays. And everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, Dan, when are you showing back up?" And I'm like, "Why would I? Why? Like, why would I?"
Yeah.
And I can say this because none of them listen to the fucking podcast. Because half the people that are asking me to come back, I don't want to hang out with.
Damn,
Ooh,
got him.
Yeah,
Fuck 'em.
I 100% know who
But you
you're
could say
talking
that
about
even
right
if they
now,
all
too.
listen to the podcast, because you said half.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the half that's listening, you're the ones I do want to hang out with. But the half that's not listening, you know who you are.
The ones that ask the most are the ones he wants to hang out with the least.
Honestly, a
I
little
think
bit.
that's always true, though. You know, like
Little bit.
Bro, why don't we hang
squeaky
out
wheel-
anymore? Like, oh my gosh, we should get together. And you're like, yeah.
Because
And
what
then
exactly
you
are we going to hang
don't.
out and do?
Yeah, the squeaky wheel is not only the one that gets the grease, but also the one you hate the most.
Big mood.
We shorten it
Big.
to booed these days. We say booed.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm not up to date with all these sick lingos. Fuck out of here. I hate
People
you.
call those slingos.
We
God, I hate this. I hate this bit that we created. God damn it. How fucking dare you?
Slingos feels like something you can't say because someone
Slingo is
might.
definitely a thing. Isn't
It
it?
sounds like a race thing.
Oh, shoot.
Isn't
I
that
hope it's not.
No, he's the guy who's
Slingo is-
unchained.
No, like,
Yeah,
No,
you know
this
Slingo
is-
Unchained?
this is like some
God.
sort of like crappy online game.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking Sling, so that explains
That's the
why.
TV maker.
which I really wish I could be like, oh, who is coincidentally our sponsor, but no. Please sponsor us.
Someday
Please
we'll
give us
have
money.
sponsors.
Sling should
No.
not sponsor us. You know what?
Sling
Sling, can we get sponsored by Crunchyroll?
I'd be
sponsor
down
people.
I'd be down for taking some Crunchyroll money. I'd be down for taking some Audible money too, because I
I
actually
like
use
books.
Hold on, did somebody say sponsored by Audible? That's right, podcast listeners. Today you can cash in on a brand new Audible membership, a 30-day free trial with a free audiobook by just going to audibletrial.com/offtheair. What was once a joke is now a reality. We've partnered up with Audible to help you guys get your free 30-day trial exclusively for listeners of Off the Air. So what you need to do, go to audibletrial.com/offtheair and get, once again, your free book and 30-day free trial. This is probably the most cheesy ad read that we're going to end up doing, and that's mostly because I'm adding it in post, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm just super excited about this because this is like a point that I didn't think we'd get to. So yeah, check it out, audibletrial.com/offtheair.
I should just get a local brewery to sponsor us.
That would be
Oh,
amazing.
you
Even
should.
if they just
Well,
gave you
I mean,
beer, that would still be
Give me
okay.
like a 6-pack and a $20 bill, and I'll tell everyone you have the best beer I've ever tasted. That's not true.
That's
I
not
probably
how
wouldn't do that.
advertising works. I mean,
should
it
be.
is, but it's generally. Listen. You give me $6 and a 20-pack of beer, and I will tell everyone exactly what I think of your beer. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie for the sake of a sponsorship. Fuck that.
I will lie for anything.
Dan, I
Don't
thought
be
you were
wrong.
the snitch too.
No, I'm a sellout. That's not the same thing. I will
but you-
sell any creativity at any point. I won't lie to my audience for
Have we
it.
talked about this before? Because like if I had the option to sell out, I think I would.
Oh
I
yeah,
wouldn't.
100%.
I wouldn't because I like being poor too much.
Fair.
It's like at this point, it's kind of like I'm trying to think of a good example, and I know there's a lot of them. I'm just trying to find one that fits perfectly. At this point in my life, you know how like every dark fantasy book or dark art. You know what? I got one. This isn't even dark. This is just fantasy. It's at this point.
is a weird place
this
we're
bit
going,
is
but
taking
alright.
way too long. At this point, me and being poor is kind of like Frodo in the Ring. I just it's all I have. It's all I know. What am I gonna do without it?
But that sounds unhealthy, and it's also how I feel like a lot of people treat their mental illness.
Being poor is a mental illness. You heard it here first,
You're
folks.
right. Yep, you're right. Just stop being poor, dummy.
If you're being
buy a
if you're
house.
poor, just sell your stocks or something.
Yeah. If you're
It's
poor,
probably
Just pull out of your
because,
investment portfolio.
Jackson, have you ever had avocado toast?
I just did. Why?
Well, that's
yeah,
why.
that's why you're poor.
Those millennials
Damn.
can't afford housing because they can't stop eating avocado toast.
Why are they eating all the avocado toast?
Well,
Because we're trying to
millennials
kill,
can't budget, so they're eating all the avocados instead of saving
They
up for
spent all
like
the
houses.
so they ate too much avocado toast, so they couldn't pay for Sears to stay in business.
That's exactly. I'm so glad that you're on.
That's the millennials' fault.
Yeah.
No.
Did you know Hooters is not going out of business, but Hooters sales are on the decrease?
Are you trying to say that millennials respect women and don't want to just like oogle them while they eat?
Disgusting.
I'm trying to say I think millennials like ass.
Or
Yeah,
yes,
you can
or
take it one of two
titties.
ways.
Doesn't Hooters have that too?
I don't know.
Or
I've been to
not as
Hooters
much?
I went to Hooters one time. Have you guys ever been to Hooters?
No, I've only ever seen it on TV. There's no Hooters around here.
Why would I ever go to the Hooters?
Hold up. I went to West Virginia with some pals.
No, no.
West Virginia
And,
seems like Hooters territory.
Yep.
Hold up.
That
It's
seems
not
like
just that we
their,
went to Hooters.
their home base.
We were driving. We were like, we're all hungry. We were looking for somewhere to eat, and we had
and then you
passed
started
yesterday.
getting thirsty.
Now, yesterday we had passed a sign that said, "All you can eat wings on Wednesday is
no.
$12.99 at Hooters."
Oh,
That
no.
actually
We're like-
is a fantastic deal. As
We're
long
like,
as you
let's
eat
go to
more
Hooters.
than like,
All you can eat wings,
if you eat more than like 15 wings, you're making it.
dude.
It's perfect. And,
the
their sauces
server-
are good.
Our waitress was so nice, and like we weren't creepy or weird or like horny. And like she was like even like said that to us. She's like, "You guys have been awesome. Thanks for not being like super weird or anything. You know, as a group of like young guys." And then she gave us all 10 wings to go.
Dang.
I'm gonna be honest.
So-
I feel so terrible that she actually thanked you for that. Only
I do
because
too.
that shows what things are usually like, and that just makes me unhappy.
Yeah, she gave us 10 wings to go. It was dope.
That's so nice. Service people, not like
Maybe don't say
you know what
where
I
in
mean.
West Virginia you were though, because she definitely could get fired for that. Because dumb restaurant rules all the time, forever.
This was when I was like 18.
Oh, okay. You're
But you
fine
said
then.
she could get fired?
I mean, I've heard of people
Well,
getting fired for giving people free food at restaurants. Yeah, 100%.
Well, yeah, but it's not gonna happen now. You think someone's going to listen to the
No,
podcast?
no.
Hear
You
me
have it
say
when you were
West
18.
Virginia
No,
free
you're fine.
wings.
Yeah,
when I
you're
was,
fine.
and even if I was like, even if it happened last month, they don't know who it was. I don't know my server's name.
They didn't say hi. My name
They
is.
all look kind of similar.
Wow.
Well, it's because to be a Hooters girl, you have to have like a certain.
Wow.
It's true though. They only have.
You have to have measurements.
I think I watched
Wow.
an episode of Horrible Bosses. No, that's a movie. Undercover Boss.
Yep, there it is. Horrible.
And,
something is a thing too.
Horrible,
whatever.
Horrible Bosses is a movie, and it's very funny. Horrible Bosses 2 is also a movie, and I have not seen that.
But the Hooters guy went on Undercover Boss.
Yeah, the Hooters CEO went on,
no.
and he went undercover at like a Hooters with like a sleazy manager.
Oh no.
And I can't believe it wasn't played up because this manager's over here like making the girls eat plates of beans to see who gets to go home.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
This guy eating beans meme. Insert the this guy eating beans meme.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm so wait.
This
what?
one's girl eating beans, and everyone started laughing at me.
I don't understand why.
One of the things they went into is like shirt sizes. They have like
Oh yeah, that
small
yeah.
and extra small and maybe a medium, but pretty much just small and extra small.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I feel that doesn't confuse me. What confuses? Hold on, I really need to back up and understand this eating beans thing.
It's a sex thing.
What? How? Why?
I'm gonna be honest.
He was probably.
I don't want to stereotype, but the guy was overweight. So like,
What if the Hooters manager is the guy who was eating beans in Cars 2 when the African American teenager turned around and said, "This man eating beans," and then everyone laughed. And now, as a result, he now makes his employees eat beans.
No, I get that. Yeah, it's probably a sex thing, but I'm genuinely confused.
Honestly,
I mean,
in hindsight,
just watch the
when I think about
episode
it-
because it explains it way better than, oh, hi, I watched this episode 3 years ago, so let me give you the rundown.
Yeah, go out
So-
there, you
I don't know
guys.
if I think it was a
watch
sex
the
thing.
episode. That's your homework. Then come back here and tell us what you think of it.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe he just wanted to like make him eat beans because it's pretty inexpensive to get from the kitchen, and it's like a fun little thing you can do. I don't know if it's
feel
really
like
And it's one of those things where everything's made worse when you add weird music to it.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I don't think he went home and beat off to bean eating.
I mean, would it surprise you if that was what he did, though?
No, because of the things that I do.
Yep.
You beat off to bean eating?
I mean, weirder things, definitely.
Oh, geez. Audible just responded to me.
Did they really? Hold up.
I'm like,
Hold up.
hey, at Audible, we love listening to books. Will you sponsor us? And they're like, check out our affiliate program.
I love it. All right, you guys, you heard it here first. Next episode, let's go.
I really hope someone listens to an episode and is like, guys, we don't think you're right for a sponsorship. This
I
guy just
also
talks
kind of really
about,
hope that would make you.
anime
I hope they listen to
porn.
the furry episode. I hope we have
That
to put
would
them
make
through
me
that.
so sad if because
hope
of things
that's
you
what they went
guys
through.
say, this podcast can't be sponsored.
I mean, we don't say anything offensive to like actual
What do you
minorities.
mean? Gamers? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. It
Also,
just-
what do you mean actual minorities?
I mean furries
just
specifically.
said
Like
furries are not a minority.
exactly.
They're honestly the oppressors. Furries have too much power in our government.
That's true.
So-
Did you see the? Hold up, I got an image. I'm gonna. Did you see it, Noah? In the other Discord we're in, the not the Navy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw the Navy furry lady.
Yeah, the Navy furry.
That was
that
kind of
up.
Honestly,
funny.
I get with her.
Yeah, I mean
Navy furry
it's a solid
chick, if you're-
fursuit. I've seen
See,
worse.
I don't know if it's because of you guys, but I've actually met like a lot of furries recently. Well,
Thank you for
relatively.
your service.
Definitely because of us. We've been sending them
Navy
your way.
furry chick, if you're listening to this podcast, you can get it.
Actually, we would love to have you on the podcast if Navy Furry Chick is listening to this.
Oh shoot, that
because-
reminded me.
I already just said that I would like get with her, so it'd be kind of
You
weird to have her on
did,
the
so
podcast
that's-
now.
See, that's why I want to have her on here so you can just like finally have to feel awkward.
I mean,
That's not possible.
that's not likely. He's just gonna bring us down with him.
Oh yeah.
I
This
don't
is
know
a
why
ship,
you-
and I am the captain now.
I don't like this. I don't want him to be captain anymore. Get him
What are
out
you
of
gonna
here.
do?
Get him out of here. I don't want it.
You ever watch? Do you ever read The Heart of Darkness?
I haven't.
So there's a scene where they're driving down the river, right? Or I guess it's more of a passage. That's the scene. They're floating down the river on their little steamboat, and a whole bunch of natives come out of the jungle from the side of the river and just start whipping spears at them. And the captain gets speared in the neck, and then the helmsman is like, oh shit, I guess I'm the captain now, and starts driving. And that would be you guys if I were to get speared in the neck by the Navy furry chick joining the podcast.
Okay, this was a rough metaphor. I'm gonna be honest, bud.
Guys, my metaphors are bad today.
You know what?
They're a little questionable. They're a little questionable.
Damn. So, what did you guys do for Thanksgiving? I know I missed out on the
Oh yeah, we were
the episode
together for Thanksgiving, so
I figured you did.
Yeah, we were there together in a room.
Yeah,
I know. I missed it. That's why I was like, "Hey, what did you guys do?"
You should watch the episode.
I listen. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Okay, don't hurt me.
Well,
Can you believe this guy?
I know, right?
I know. Not staying up to date on my own damn podcast. Who even does that?
Noah, how do you feel? How'd you feel about the other guys we were with?
I mean, as far as Dans go, they were pretty great.
They're pretty good Dans.
Better Dans?
I enjoy those Dans.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, not Danny, Dan, messaged me earlier and with a picture of him watching more of To Catch a Predator.
Ah, it's such a fun show.
It really is. And that format that I was showing you guys, like that guy who makes those videos,
I feel like that's the best way to watch it.
he really does a good job with it because you still get to see most of the episode. His name's Mr. Gigi, and it's the Predator Chronicles. Give it a look.
Yeah, Dan, you might not hate what we ended up doing. We sat there after we recorded the podcast episode. We ate pizza and we watched 2.5 hours of the To Catch a Predator Chronicles.
Jesus.
It was not a regret I have.
So much fun.
I've watched them like 3 times. I just keep going back to them.
Jesus.
I kind of want to make mulled wine.
You know what? That sounds like a bad plan. You should not do that. We should make a podcast first. You know.
Wait, are we doing that right now?
Are we?
Are we doing a good job? Noah, how are we doing?
Noah, how are we doing? Noah, better question. How are you doing?
I mean,
Noah, how are you?
I'm actually.
How's your day been?
Noah, how are you doing today?
No,
I'm doing
what's
great.
your day like?
Actually, my day today has been questionable because I've been in a lot of pain. But
Noah,
that's because
how are you
yesterday
doing?
was fantastic, if I may tell you.
Did you work out or something?
No, far from it. I sat in a tattoo shop for 7 hours.
Oh, I know what this
saw
is.
that.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I know
gonna
what
pop this
is.
on the screen real quick because a big change happened in my life, guys. I got my nose pierced.
Oh God, why?
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, I didn't see. How big of a change
part
is
I
that, though?
didn't
Like
see,
septum
yeah.
pierce?
No, not a septum pierce.
Lame.
I know. Well, firstly, my brother hates septum piercings, and
I mean, yes, because your brother's opinion matters when it comes to your body.
I mean,
Hashtag your body, your choice.
Hashtag your body, your brother's choice.
I mean,
I also am not a fan, but he has like
He's-
strong opinions about it. He also,
Yeah,
at one point, he dated a girl with a septum piercing, and they broke up awkwardly.
ha.
Yeah,
Because I'm going to say it right now. I think septum piercings are super hot.
I don't mind them at all, but I don't
I
want
see a
one.
girl with a septum piercing, I'm all in.
But no, it's just
Where's the sign up?
it's a stud
Where's the
right now.
sign-on sheet?
Anyway, it's a stud right now, but I can replace it with a ring
Yeah, I bet
in
it is.
2 months once it heals. But the other big thing that has been causing me significant, I don't know if you guys noticed earlier when I just kind of went ow for a second.
I mean,
I went to
probably
like
ignored you.
rub my nose because it constantly feels like there's a booger in there, but it's actually this nose piercing, and it just really hurts when I did it.
honestly,
both.
that's so fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I couldn't have a septum piercing because I just really want to pick my nose all the time.
Same.
Yeah,
Like, whenever
feeling
I'm-
something
whenever
in my
I'm
nose has
driving,
been
it's just like-
hellish.
Yeah, whenever I'm driving, it's just like time to pick my nose.
But the thing
That's-
that has caused me significantly more pain today,
What? It's not like I don't wash my
the
hands.
tattoo that I got on my calf. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
the one I thought you were talking
I
I don't
know
know
about.
what
if you
else to
guys
do
saw
during
the
the day, you know?
tattoo, but I'm pretty sure y'all
Might as well
did.
pick my nose in the car.
It's a clown with a chainsaw. I'm gonna throw that up on the screen right now.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I mean, good with like
big
context.
quotation
good.
marks. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's actually not terrible. I just
Your
I don't know.
your tattoo.
Yeah.
See, it's a very well
yeah,
done
I don't hate
tattoo,
'em.
and
Yeah, it's
I
very,
understand
very well done.
it's not something a lot of people will enjoy. So I'm gonna just work top down and explain this tattoo.
Yeah, please.
Because there's a lot of backstory in this.
Yeah.
So first thing at top down is the worst way to do it because that's like the newest inside joke to the oldest.
Okay,
but
so start from let's start from biggest, like most clear thing.
like clown with a chainsaw. Gotcha.
The clown. Yeah.
So You have been to Bob Evans' family restaurant before,
I
correct?
have, in fact, yes.
I
yes.
have not actually.
Really?
I've seen them a bunch of times, but I've never been.
Oh,
I have
whack.
been to a Bob
Okay.
Evans in my day.
I just know they sell a lot of frozen stuff at Walmart.
That's true as well. Well, there's a Bob Evans right near my house, and
Of
one
course,
of the
of
things
course.
that they did was they had paper placemats and they had crayons for kids, along with some drawing stuff on the kids menu. You know, so
I know.
what my dad would do is he would take crayons and he'd draw on the back of the placemats. You know, but then
You
one
know,
day
like an
they-
adult.
yeah. And he drew clowns. He loved drawing like minimalist clowns. Well, one day they took away placemats. The bastards. So what he did was he then took their customer comment cards, and on the back he drew a clown with a little sign that said "Bring back placemats." And then, you know, they ignored him for a long time, so he got a little more aggressive, and it was a clown with a chainsaw that said "Bring back placemats." And then they took away the comment cards. And I want to believe it was his fault, but I don't know if it was. Eventually, they did bring back placemats, but I have been informed it had nothing to do with him. They just brought back
Okay.
placemats.
Okay.
So
okay.
there's the clown with
I
the
think it might have
chainsaw.
something to do with it.
I know.
Okay, don't be
I'm
scared of him.
assuming that this took place over like the course of many months, years, whatever.
Yeah.
I have this mental image of your dad just sitting there with a placemat, and they keep taking it away from him, and like he's like, "Oh, I see how it is. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna draw in the little card," and they have to take the cards away from him because he won't just stop fucking with stuff. And I just love that.
I wish that were true.
Oh
So-
God.
Then we move to the second part, which is the banner that says "Deet's gonna give it to you." I don't know if you guys are familiar with the modern poet DMX.
I have heard of the DMX.
Yeah, so the dude needs to get out of prison and make me more music because I'm freaking pissed because he keeps ending up in prison for tax evasion.
Oh man, you
And
know what would
I thought it
help
was
that?
Wesley
You know what would help
Snipes.
that?
Maybe him too.
If
Wait,
you
can we
just
talk
pay
about-
his fucking taxes.
Can we talk about auditing premium Snapchats?
Well,
my
I want to come back
gosh.
to that, but yeah, I want to hear the rest of Noah's story first.
Okay, okay.
Snonk isn't important, so I'll just finish up the banner.
No, you gotta explain it now, asshole.
Okay. So way back when when Jeff introduced me to DMX, I introduced my sister to one song from DMX. Oh geez, I feel like an idiot because I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like the song. Everyone knows
Is
the
it
song.
X gonna give it to you?
It is not X gonna give it to you. It's the other one.
Yeah, I got nothing. I don't listen to
I know
him.
what you're
Where the
talking
hood
about.
at? It was
Where the
Where the Hood at.
hood. Yeah.
Yeah. So DMX's song "Where the Hood At." There is a song in there that says "Show no love to homo thugs." I thought that was the
Why not?
funniest thing.
Wait, that's
Ah man, well there
DMX
goes
is
that
very
auto
backwards thinking of
sponsorship.
you. Wait, why is DMX homophobic?
I don't everyone. Okay, that was actually a huge thing in the rap scene for a while. Was that
Yeah, I feel like that's
Wait,
yeah.
all
but people like
rappers-
Eminem still? Okay.
Yeah,
That's all.
Well, that's the thing. Like hard
Yeah,
rap
that was definitely a
was
thing.
very homophobic for a long time,
Yeah.
and it only became not homophobic. No, it's still pretty homophobic.
I was gonna say
Well, honestly, like I have some friends that are pretty hood, and almost all of them are actually really homophobic.
I mean, I feel like, there's got to be a cultural thing there.
No, I don't.
I
I,
think
wouldn't
there's just
say it's
kind
a
of like
cultural
a
thing,
bit of a.
but
Well, I think a lot of it's like that. They have a very tough mentality.
Yeah.
These aren't guys that you want to like mess
That's a
around
culture.
with.
Like,
These are
it's a
guys who are
cultural
very.
thing.
Yeah, they come from a very tough area where you have to be like more aggressive as a man, and I think they kind of look down on people who are more passive and more submissive.
Which is how they view.
And a lot of times,
you.
homosexual men tend to be a little bit less aggressive, and as a result, they probably get looked down at poorly. And then, it's a whole thing.
At least perception. Yeah. Those
So
are,
DMX, if he came from a more thug or hood background, he probably is going to be a little bit more homophobic naturally, which is unfortunate. But you can break that cycle.
But yeah,
all I'm saying.
so show no love to homo
Put down the
thugs.
gun.
My sister and I chuckled at that line frequently. So I actually had a tank top made for her that said "Show no love to homo thugs."
okay.
So
Weird,
that's
weird
where-
thing to get your sister, but okay.
Yeah, well, so that's where "Deet's Gonna Give It to You" came from because it is a different song, yes, but it's still a DMX reference.
but you felt like tattooing "Show no love to homo thugs" was gonna be less well received.
I'm gonna be honest. We tried to write it in Latin just to see if we could get away with it, and it didn't. It didn't work.
Oh my god. Okay, so
That's
you
so
gotta
funny.
explain the snonk.
Do I? Okay, so this is
I
one
mean, we
that
broke it
you've
down to
actually
this far. You might as well finish it up.
you have actually heard a little bit of this story before.
I've heard a lot of stories.
Yeah, because my sister brings it up anytime I bring up Overwatch.
Oh god.
So you remember how I was trying to talk about that one time I made a shot that was kind of good, and I referred to it
Yeah,
as
yeah,
threading the
the one I
needle?
missed. Yeah.
that day, I did that, and I was just like, I could tell they were like bugged by the fact that I kept talking about threading the needle. Ho, ho, ho. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kept talking about it.
Of course, as one does.
And I left at one point to go to the bathroom while my sister and brother did another 1v1 match. And I came back just in time to see someone get sniped by Widowmaker.
Maybe I'll be Widowmaker?
They were already Widowmaker.
Unlucky.
I think they were both Widowmaker, actually.
Well, I'll be Bastion.
As you guys probably saw on Twitter and such, and probably in the description of this if you actually look at those things, somehow Dan's audio glitched out and we lost the last 20 minutes of what he had to say. Anytime there's a spot I can't easily edit out, I'll just replace his voice with Charlie Brown's like muted trombone teacher voice, and we'll hope for the best. So yeah, sorry about that. Continue enjoying the episode. That's not the line.
Not the right line, Dan. I'm just gonna
Nerf
I'm not gonna
Dan.
go on with this bit.
Anyway, I was going to say something like, oh, you just got sniped. But in my mind, I'm like, sniped doesn't sound like the right word because he just got, like, snonked. It brings to mind a very specific image to me, but I didn't think...
We usually say schlumped.
But I didn't... Oh, that's a good one, too. But I didn't think
Schlumped is
of
pretty
it
good.
when I said it that this is a word that doesn't exist and doesn't make sense. So I walked over, I'm like, oh, man, you just got snonked. And yeah,
Honestly, that sounds very much like something I would say with no context as a cold open.
yeah. So
Guys, I think my
There we are.
character in the podcast is my new plan is every episode I'm just going to lean a little bit more towards the absurd until eventually I become borderline incoherent and only exist in riddles, like some sort of like trickster god that has descended to me.
So what you're saying is like Dan and I will have full control of the podcast, and you'll just pop in and be like, "Riddle me this, Daniel."
The saddest thing is that you'll actually have no control of the podcast anymore.
And just listen to you babble for an hour.
Oh no. That the ones who talk the most don't always have the most control.
Are you?
That's why when I become the one who sits weirdly and says strange things, well, I actually kind of already am that one. When I become exclusively absurd, and I want to become abstract as a human being.
Have you ever thought about becoming Salvador
Guys,
Dali?
I think this Christmas beer is really hitting me weird.
It does seem to be. This is
It's just one beer, but
maybe
like
it's the fact that I'm talking about my incredibly not relatable tattoo.
I really want another tattoo.
I do too.
But my mom said she will like discommunicate me if I get more tattoos. So
You don't even
Yeah,
have a
not
lot
at
of
all.
tattoos.
I have one.
Dude, that's so sad. I have like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I don't remember anymore.
I have one.
There's a few.
And my mom will excommunicate me if I get more. Which is unfortunately probably true.
Can you get like an anime girl on your butt?
I would be surprised if I don't within the next 30 minutes. I think butt tattoos are always a good idea.
Oh yeah.
The thing about the butt tattoo is it's almost made as a present for your significant other, in my opinion.
Actually,
dick
that's
tattoo.
not always true because my brother was planning on getting half of a heart tattooed on his butt, and the other half, his best friend was going to get his.
That's weird because I don't have a tattoo on my butt.
See, yeah. Oh, you know who it is, Jackson? It's the Marine brother.
Really?
Yeah, they were gonna each get half a
Wait,
heart.
was this a recent plan?
No, this was ages ago. They were talking
Okay, I
about
was
each
gonna
getting
say-
half a heart tattooed on their butt so they could like booty bump and connect the heart.
I don't know if you've talked to Marine Brother recently, but he's kind of gone off the deep end.
Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
unfortunate. Anyway, speaking of our old friends, I actually saw when we were in Pennsylvania the one who we played Pathfinder with that one time, the female that we always used to hang out with.
Oh, I miss her.
I said hi to her and she ghosted me, and it was really awkward. I was like, hey, how you doing, person? And she was like, turned the other way and walked away. I was like, oh damn.
Oh wait, she actually just like you were in person. She just walked away
Yeah.
without responding.
Maybe she didn't hear me. I'm really just imagining she didn't hear me because like I don't think we ended on bad terms or anything.
I mean, you did
I think
always tell
she-
her that the Beatles supported bestiality, which was a
as
little,
far as I'm concerned, was true.
but it was a little bit of a harsh contesting point between the two of you.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where, like, I wonder if she ever realized that, like, I didn't legitimately believe that. I mean, a little bit. Like, if you're pulling, yeah, not at this point. It's like, 'cause if you're pulling your friend's legs, like, you're making a goof of them, and, like, they take it seriously and hate you forever, but you were just joking. Like, that's kind of weird. Yeah, but the joke wasn't, like, racist. Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, well, it's the same as like the dudes who go into like the hood and be like, "Hey, we're gonna go to this guy who is black, and we're gonna call him the N-word, and then we're gonna see what happens." And then like the guy's like, "That's not very cool of you. Now I'm upset." They're like, "Well, dude, it's just a prank. It's on video." And like the guy punches him in the face, and they're like, "Wow." And everyone in the comments is like, "That guy was such a mean person." And I was like, "Bro, if you walk up to me and say mean things, I'm not gonna punch you in the face because like I'm not a violent person and I'm a bitch. But if I was jacked, yeah, I'd punch you in the face. You're lucky I'm not jacked. Otherwise, this whole world would be getting throat punched. Yeah, I'd be jacked, son."
Oh, jeez.
You know what I'm gonna say? Loving yourself is not an immunization to pain. You know, because I think this is totally out of character and off the rails, and is actually almost like a joke to loop around a more like absurdity kind of character thing. But it's also gonna be like a somewhat heartfelt message that I don't think it really needs to be said because it goes without saying. Anyway, I think a lot of people are in this meta of like, I love myself, so nothing can hurt me, or like I love myself, or maybe like I'm dating this guy and he or this girl and they break up with me. They say I'm not good enough for them. They say they don't love me anymore, and I hurt and I'm really sad. I just need to love myself. I don't love myself enough. Like, nah, you can love yourself and still feel pain, you know? It's kind of like you can wear like really warm clothes and go outside in the winter and you'll be okay. But if someone shoots you in the leg, you still get shot in the leg because pain is still pain. Exactly. It's a pain from a different source. Yeah. Which is, I think more people need to love themselves because I'm already Tracer.
Oh my gosh.
They're auditing people who have private Snapchats. And personally, I think that's stupid. My take, I think sex workers are real workers. And I also think they should pay taxes. But I think if you report them to the IRS, you a snitch. Overthrow the government because taxation is theft.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you report someone else for breaking the law, you a snitch. I don't even know who they are, how to find them. I didn't even know you could pay for nudes on Snapchat. I just thought everyone was like me and they just looked up anime titties. Why don't you just look at boobies on the internet? That's what I do. Just look at anime porn. Because the sex industry is actually like really toxic. But the hentai industry, much more positive. Not more toxic. Less toxic than the porn industry. Still a little bit toxic and weird. More weird than anything else. But more positive than the porn industry. I just think meth should be illegal. Not even kidding. I think being a billionaire should be illegal, and I think meth should be legal. Yo, hot take. I think meth is less harmful to the public than billionaires. Exactly.
I'll accept this.
But one of those things is heavily illegal, and you go to jail for doing it even if it's an addiction. Whereas cigarettes, you get free breaks at work for doing them even though it's an addiction. And billionaires, well, I think they're addicted to the status that comes with it. I think people who are rich should be eaten alive. That's not true. I don't think that. I think people should be allowed to be rich, though.
Motorhead has a song about eating the rich. So does Aerosmith.
Wow, and those people are both smarter than me.
Motorhead song's better.
That's just a good strategy. Yeah, no, like Ireland is going to switch to eating children, and then people got really pissed off about it.
17?
Yeah, no, it's old as hell. It's some Irish dude, I think, right?
Wow, this guy was a... See, stuff like this is what reminds me that people in olden days weren't stupid. Well, that's like, in my mind...
They were
it's
illiterate,
like,
mostly.
Well, that's the thing. Like, in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, the ancient people, they were dumb. But they still did fantastic things. It's just like, everyone gets to stand on the shoulders of the geniuses of their era to make better geniuses next time. And I always, I know, and it's the thing that I never think of when like, stuff like that. I would never guess that a biting satire piece, like just have the poor people eat their kids, like just do it.
It's actually even more biting. It's not have the poor people eat their kids. It's have the poor people donate their kids to a central government to be redistributed to the people to be eaten. That's more biting. Also, something I think is really funny lately is this is in the last couple of months, there was some worker strike going on in Greece because, Greece. And they went to their boss's house and just like ruined the place, destroyed his cars and all this stuff. And because they weren't being paid for their work. And it became like this big deal. People were like, well, just because you're not getting paid doesn't mean you should go take it out on the person who's like just the boss. Like that doesn't help anything. He's not going to be better to you now. Like it's that realization that people, or at least the rich, at least like the CEOs, I don't know why I'm being like some fucking revolutionary right now, but I think the rich people have forgotten why workers' unions used to be so great for them. Because there was a time where we didn't have unions and we didn't make regulations and ask for things formally. We just cut their heads off. That was like our thing.
I hadn't actually thought about that.
Like for hundreds of years, instead of being like, excuse me, sir, we think that we need $2 more an hour because we are unable to meet the income gap that has kind of arisen between the cost of living in this area. And the employer being like, no, fuck you guys. I need more money for new Lexus. And new Lexus, not Alexas. Like the car.
This
more
is
Alexas.
so sad.
I need 6
Alexa,
more
play
Alexas.
Despacito.
This is so sad. Alexa, please don't compensate my workers. And yeah, it's like the rich people have forgotten that they used to just get killed when they didn't do things their workers like, when they didn't think their workers didn't like, and now they just get yelled at or richer. The thing about that whole it's illegal to kill people, it's only illegal to kill people
If you get caught.
if the people killing them aren't in charge. If the government says you can't kill people, but then I kill the government and I say I'm the government now, and
The entire
it was
government.
legal to kill that last government. This is a good episode. I'm right. Oh yeah, by the way, we're looking at sponsorships right now. So if you want to cut off the heads of people who have more money than you, off the air. I think Christmas beer is not a good thing for me.
Christmas beer. I would like to vote. This is the untimely end of Jackson's beer corner
I think this is just the beginning.
until Christmas is done.
I think this is just the beginning. Guys, I'm just getting started. This is a new era. You've heard of Off the Air? This is Off the Era, and welcome to the next. And by that I mean next week we're probably going to talk about anime porn and how movies aren't good anymore. But for today was different.
All right, guys. So this is the end of the episode.
correct.
Dan, where can we find you online? Oh boy, well you can find me on Twitter at BornToRule57 and Instagram that too, and Twitch.tv/BornToRule. Okay. I'm not doing that much right now, but golly gee, would I like to? Guys, like school, am I right? Finals. Busy. Jackson, how about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me in the throne rooms of those who've done you wrong. You can find me in the fields of blood after the battle. You can find me at the head of a new world. And at Twitter. I'm on Twitter too. Twitter.com/Jacksonium with 2 M's. Same with my Instagram handle is similar. You can find me on... What else do I do? Tumblr at Jacksonium. And I believe those are all the medias I really am taking part in right now. I'm not really streaming for the time being. I may again eventually, but we'll see. I'm not really too concerned with that right now in my life. You can find me in my house. I'm there a lot. My job. Come find me at my work. Noah, where are you at?
You can find me on not Facebook. No, please don't find me on Facebook. That would
You
be
can find me on
mad uncomfortable. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitch at Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD. I stream about once a week, and I'm kind of active on the other ones. I'm really active on Instagram right now because I just got a tattoo, and that's just how it do. More importantly, you guys can find the podcast on twitter.com/theofftheair, facebook.com/OTA podcast, and patreon.com/offtheair. If you give us money on Patreon, then we can start getting more drawings like this as a regular occurrence, because spoiler alert, Edge doesn't do art for free now. So yeah, thanks, Edge. It's my favorite Fringe content for sure.
You guys ever see that show Fringe? It was basically just bad X-Files.
That is kind of what it looked like. Anyway, though, podcast, because we need to wrap this up. Find us on your favorite podcast listening platform, and rate us 5 stars. Give us a review. That way we know that you love us, but more importantly, Apple knows that you love us, and they will be like, oh, if you like Joe Rogan's podcast, then you'll like Off the Air. And, we could...
No, you won't.
Well... Yeah, probably.
If you like Joe Rogan's podcast, you're probably too high to click on the link to Off the Air.
That's probably true. So we can only pray that we get tossed in the autoplay queue somewhere.
Fingers crossed.
So yeah, thanks guys. Good listening. Here's
Don't forget
us.
to check out You'll Shoot Your Eye Out by Carbach Brewing Company.
There we go. You'll shoot
And
your eye out.
remember,
It-
I'm only getting started.
Yeah. If you drink it, ideally you will not end up going on a political diatribe like Jackson, but that's okay.
They think they have the authority to kill a minority. Fuck that shit, because I ain't the one. For a punk motherfucker with a badge and a gun to be beaten on and thrown in jail, we can go toe-to-toe in the middle of the cell, fucking with me, because I'm a teenager. With a little bit of gold and a pager.
Dan, I don't think you understand. It's not done yet.